Okay, so we want to find the inverse of this function, f of x equals 2x minus 8. It's a pretty straightforward process, and the first thing we want to do is we want to rewrite our f of x as a y. At this level, both f of x and y are the output, and in two-dimensional space, y is the same thing as f of x. That's just a fancy way of saying that right now f of x is equal to y. And it's going to make it easier to work with if we change it to y. So what we do is we change f of x to y, and we get y is equal to 2x minus 8. Now for the first step of what we want to do is we want to switch the x and the y values. So it's now y equals 2x minus 8. We want to switch it so that it's x is equal to 2y minus 8. We're just switching the x and the y. We are not switching the 2x and the y, just the x and the y. And once we have this set up, we want to solve for y. So what we're going to do is we're going to add 8 to both sides. So x plus 8 is equal to 2y. And then we're going to divide both sides by 2. So we're going to have x plus 8 all over 2 is equal to y. Now, notationally, this is not the same function as y. This is y. So we want to have this as y to the negative first. This symbol means inverse. So this is saying the inverse of y is equal to x plus 8 over 2. Now, the problem did originally give us the function as f of x. If that's the case, we want to write it as this, the inverse of f of x, so f to the negative first. Again, that's the inverse symbol, and that equals x plus 8 over 2. That x is not good. So we want to make sure that the format that we're given is the same format that we write it in. And so that is our inverse. Now, what we can do and what we should be looking to do next is to verify. So there is a type of a problem where it will say verify that these two functions are inverses. And so in class we looked at two functions, f of x and g of x. Well, the original function we could say is f of x, and that's 2x minus 8. And the second function is the inverse of f of x, which we can call g of x, and that is x plus 8 over 2. What we want to find out is f of g of x and g of f of x. And both of these should equal x. And if they do, it means that they're inverses of each other. So what we're going to do these compositions and find out right now. So with f of g of x, we're going to start with the f function, which is 2x minus 8. But instead of the x, we're going to replace it with the g function, which in this case is x plus 8 over 2. Here when we multiply in, we can distribute the 2, but these 2's will cancel out. So we'll be left with x plus 8 minus 8, which just gives us x. So that works. And with g of f of x, we want to start with the inverse, our g function, which is x plus 8 over 2. But again, instead of putting in our x, we're going to be putting in f of x, which is 2x minus 8. We can't, well, we can here cancel out the 2's. For some of us it may be confusing, but the simple step is reduce the numerator first. So here negative 8 plus 8 is 0. So we're going to have 2x over 2, which again the 2's will cancel out, and we're left with x. So because the composition of the inverse into the original function equals x, and the composition of the original function into the inverse equals x, that means that this is now verified that the inverse of 2x minus 8 is x plus 8 over 2. So two simple processes to go through. So hopefully this helps any confusion that you had, and make sure to get extra practice on these types of problems.